Maybe you'll rise and face these. Giving all honor, praise, respect, glory, and allegiance to the God of our forefathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Israel. We all going to say hallelujah. Hallelujah. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to come before the Most High God on this 8th day of Shalom Assembly. CHOKMAH Azteret. And we thank the Most High God for a beautiful holy season. We thank the Most High God for our lives, for food, for clothing, for shelter. The Most High God allowed us to see another holy day, another holy season. And we thank the Most High God for this time. We ask that the Most High God will bless us and keep us, bless our families, bless all those who are sick. Continue to keep our elders in our prayers. Be with Ima Imuna, be with Ima Ifur, be with Ima Sarah, be with Ima Keturah, be with Ima Ora, Ima Ayalu, be with Princess Hannah, be with all our elder men. Be with Chief Kohat, who's here today. Thank the Most High God that he was able to make it out today. Continue to bless us all and keep us all. Praying that the Most High God will be with my daughter Miriam, who's not feeling well right now, and I pray that the Most High God will heal her and bless her and keep her. Let's give thanks and praise to our God. Let's sing Baruch Hashem, so we can praise this God this morning. Baruch Hashem, Shel Yahuwah.
God of the universe, God of our forefathers, God of Abraham, God of Yitzchak, and God of Yaakov, the great, mighty, and revered God, the Most High God. We stand before you today at this 8th day, Shemini. And we thank you, God Almighty, for bringing us back from the muck of the mire, for not knowing that there was one God. It is not a light thing that we take it for granted that you have woken up us to do thy law, because you haven't woken up nobody to do this law but us. So it's a treasure that you have opened up our mind and bring our thoughts together that you are God and God alone. Because the world don't know that. This little section that you open here, D.C.B, we call him in a high and holy and powerful name. The world doesn't call on your name. They call on the God of the people around about them. But we are special because you gave us the opportunity to call upon a high and holy and powerful name. And that's power. And we thank you for that. In no way, shape, or form would we want to take that for granted. Because just like you give it to us, you can take it away from us. Because you took it away from our forefathers because they did not praise thee with gladness of heart. So I ask you, Jehovah God, to be with us at this day of Shemini. And please bless the service. Be with the sick of Israel. Jehovah, the food that we eat, we didn't plant it. The water that we drink, not coming from a well. So sickness come upon us. But we ask you, Jehovah God, to be with us in our plight, that we continue to have the strength to praise thee and don't falter because we sin in one way or another. I ask you, Jehovah God, to be with the fathers, be with the mothers, be with the husband, be with the wife, and be with the yellow thing, the children. Protect them when they're going and they're coming. Shield us from that way that the people act today, from that danger. Shield us from seen danger and unseen danger. Continue to protect us. Continue to give us the know-how to call upon a high and holy name with that zeal, God Almighty, creator. Because you're God and God alone. We ask you, oh God, to be with those that are on the way. Protect them in the highway and the byways. Be with those that are here already, God Almighty, and trying to praise that holy and high name. Because there's no God like thee, say Jehovah Shalom. And we're glad to be in your presence. Because you called this meeting. We didn't call this meeting. We didn't know anything about your meeting. You called it. So God Almighty, Creator, thank you for the food, clothing, and shelter that you have bestowed on us. Thank you for the knowledge of self. And we ask you to continue to be with us at this day. Tell them, Jehovah, for your goodness and your mercy. Hallelujah. 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 Amen. Amen.
O Shema Yisrael, Yahovah Elohim, Yahovah Elohim, Yahovah Elohim. O Shema Yisrael, Yahovah Elohim, Elohim, Yahovah Elohim. say amen. There is no God like Yahweh, great King of the universe. Come on, y'all, come on. Don't worry, pack it in. Pack it in. Let's go. Now there is no God like Yahweh, the great King of the universe. Always doing wondrous things. Let all Israel say amen. Blessed be the joy that it brings. Blessed be the God of our fathers, who gives us everything. Blessed be the joy in the worship, the things that enlighten our lives. Blessed be the God of our fathers, for he is the Most High, and Yahweh is his name.
Bring that beat back. Come on.
Thanks to Yah, to you, oh Yah, I will give my praise, because I know that my Yah lives. He lives within me, he lives within you, so what are you gonna do? Yah, Yah, my Yah lives in me. Yah, my Yah lives in me. Come on. In the morning, when I wake up, I give thanks to Yah, to you, oh Yah. I will give my praise, but I know that my Yah lives. He lives within me, he lives within you, so what you gonna do? Yah, my Yah lives in me. Yah, my Yah lives in me. The old Shalom book. I don't know if y'all have it, but we're going to say these congregational prayers. We're going to give thanks and praise to our God. I will lift up my voice unto Jehovah and cry. I will lift up my voice unto Jehovah. With silent prayer do I call thee. O Jehovah God, give ear to my call. When I think thereon, I must moan. I have parted the days of old, the years of ancient times. I am the one that has seen affliction, even by the rod of his wrath. Thou didst establish thy covenant with Yisrael. It is with us that iniquity is found. Therefore do I cry before thee, with solemn cry do I call. Eli, Eli, Mata Tashu Le'amka, Ha'azina Li, Yehovah. Let us sing the Shema. Shema, 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 Yisrael. Yehovah Eloheinu. Shema, Yisrael. Yehovah unto me, O my God, for man would swallow me up. In thy mercies do I take shelter. Thy hand is not shortened that it cannot save, nor thy ear that it cannot hear. Hearken, O Yisrael, to the word of Jehovah. Give ear to the command of our God, for he will give his angels charge over thee to keep in all thy ways. Meditate on the goodness of Jehovah. Come, let us praise him together. He is not one from many generations, from everlasting to even everlasting. God, our God. Down on the heavens, down is the earth. Righteousness and justice, the foundations of thy throne. Mercy and truth go before thee. Happy is the people that rejoice in thy name, that walk in the light of Jehovah. Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah. Let's see if we can make the neighbors hear us. Shema, 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 Yisrael. Yehovah Eloheinu. Shema, Yisrael. Yehovah On the 15th day of the 7th month, he shall have a holy convocation. He shall keep a feast unto Jehovah. Howbeit the 8th day shall ye have a solemn assembly. We have hearkened to thy laws, O Jehovah. We have striven to comply. Be gracious for thy name's sake to the people of thine inheritance. Bless thou this day with peace. Crown thy solemn meeting with holiness. Only for Jehovah doth my soul wait in stillness. From him cometh salvation. Praise wait for thee, O Jehovah Yisrael. Let thee the vows perform. Amen. Amen. Now let's see if the Most High can hear us. Let's reach out to the Most High God. Let's get it up. Shema, 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 Yisrael. Yehovah Eloheinu. Shema, Yisrael. Shema, 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 Yisrael. Louder, people. Yehovah Eloheinu, Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Echad. Sing the song. Baruch. So clap, so clap, so clap. God gave you food, clothing, and shelter. The Most High God gave you everything that you have. Do not take nothing for granted. All we can do is give God praise and obedience. So the obedience, we getting there. We getting there. We kept the days holy. We're here today on the 8th day of Shalom Assembly, but we can give God more praise. Let's see if we can do it more. Shema, 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 Yisrael. Hey, brother, come in. Yehovah Eloheinu, Shema, Yisrael, Yehovah Echad. Come on.
Now
minutes to get into this Torah service. But before doing so, we're going to sing the song TMH YAH. I'm going to call on my brother Morty Aranya to start with the Torah service. Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom l'kol. Mo'adim l'simcha l'tov. This is a mo'ed, right? It's a mikra chodesh, a holy calling. What is a mo'ed? Appointed time, right? Mo'ed is an appointed time. That's what it says in Leviticus 23rd chapter, right? Are we reading our book? At this time, we're going to get into the Hebrew portion. We ask that you silence your phones. If you need to get a drink of water, use the restroom. Now is the time to do so. We're going to sing Petach Torah. Petach meaning open.
Technically, this word means
She trying to correct me? What did she say? What did she say?
It said this word service.
What's that word?
I don't know. I guess
I don't know what you're talking about, Siri. Shikti, Siri. We know what Shikti means, right? Let's be quiet in the feminine. Let us sing HaTorah. Whereby shall we return unto thee? For life. In our heart closer
Aripo, Baruch Hashem, Shel Yahovah. Baruch Yahovah, Yom Yom. Baruch Yahovah, Tamid. Ubaruch haba, Levrei HaTorah. Modeh ani lefanecha, Yehovah Eloheinu natan lanu et HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. We ask the sisters to be seated. We ask all the males to remain standing. Give thanks to the Most High God for life. We all must say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thanking Him for food, clothing, and for shelter. We all say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Our rent is paid.
Amen.
Prayfully. Your car note is paid. Prayfully. And if it's not paid, then that's why we're here. We're here to help each other. Because sometimes, you know, we run into financial ruts. And don't let your pride get the best of you to say, hey, brother, I need $100. I'm not going to be able to pay it back. So can I hold something? And we have to be ready to give it. You understand? Sometimes we can't always think of getting it back. You're not going to get it back. Me and my brother all the time, me and Meku, I always say, yo, let me hold something. He say, yo, let me hold something. I know I'm not getting it back. He know he ain't getting it back. But that's what brothers are for. You understand? That's what we have to do for each other. Today's Torah reading will be in Bereshit, which is Genesis, the 33rd chapter, and we will read the entire chapter. I will read from the first verse to the end of the 5th verse. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Once again, that's Bereshit, Genesis, 33rd chapter, and the 1st verse. I love this portion here. Vayisa Yaakov enav, vayar v'hine Esau ba, v'imo arba ma'ot ish, v'yachatz et hayladim al Leah, v'al Rachel, v'al shitei hashvachot, v'yasem et hashvachot, v'et yaldehen rishona, v'et Leah, v'ladeha acharonim, v'et Rachel, v'et Yosef acharonim, v'hu avar lifnehem, וישתחו ארצה 7 פעמים עד גישתו על אחיו. וירץ עשיו לקראתו, ויחבקהו, ויפול על צווארה, וישכחהו, ויבכו. וישא את עיניו, וירא את הנשים, ואת הילדים, ויאמר, מי אלה לך? ויאמר, הילדים אשר חנן אלוהים את עבדיך. Amen.
And Yaakov lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau came, and with him 400 men. And he divided the children unto Leah, and unto Rachel, and unto the 2 handmaids.
He put the handmaids and their children foremost, and Leah and her children after, and Rachel and Joseph hindermost.
And he himself passed over before them, and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near to his brother.
Esau ran to meet him,
And embraced him, and fell on his neck, and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted up his eyes and saw the women and the children, and said, Who are these with thee? And he said, The children whom God has graciously given thy servant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed nikra et hamoreh נקרא מורה יפתח בן דן בן ישראל.
אני פה ברוך השם של יהוה.
ברוך יהוה יום יום, ברוך יהוה תמיד, וברוך הבא לקראת התורה.
מודה אני לפניך יהוה אלוהינו אשר נתן לנו את התורה.
Amen. Shani, the second reader, will be reading from Genesis 33rd chapter, the 6th verse to the end of the 10th verse. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
ותיגשנה השפחות הנה וילדיהן ותשתחוונה ותיגש גם לאה וילדיה וישתחוו ועקד ניגש יוסף ורחל וישתחוו ויאמר מי לקח כל המחנה הזה אשר פגשתי ויאמר נמצא כן בעיני אדוני ויאמר עשיו יש לי רב אחי יחי לך אשר לך ויאמר יעקב אל נא אם נא מצאתי חן בעיניך ולקחת מנקתי מידי כי על כן ראיתי פניך כראו פני אלוהים ותרצני.
Amen.
Then the handmaids came there, they and their children, and they bowed down.
And Leah also and her children came there and bowed down. And after came Joseph there and Rachel, and they bowed down.
And he said, What meanest thou by all this camp which I have met? And he said, To find favor in the sight of my Lord.
And Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Let that which thou hast be done.
And Yaakov said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found favor in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand. For as much as I have seen thy face, as one seeth the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אלוהינו, ואלוהי אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק, ויעקב לעולם ועד. נקרא את אדון סמל, נקרא את אדון סמל זכר בן דן בישראל.
אני פה ברוך השם של יהוה.
ברוך יהוה יום יום, ברוך יהוה תמיד, וברוך הבא לקראת התורה.
מודה אני לפניך יהוה, נתן לנו את התורה.
Amen. Shalishi, the third reader, will be reading from Genesis, the 33rd chapter, the 11th verse to the end of the 16th verse.
ותנה את ברכתי אשר הובאת לך, כי חניני אלוהים, וכי יש לי קול, ויצר בו, ויקרא, ויאמר נישא, ונלך ואל קה לנגדך, ויאמר אלי, אדוני יודע, כי הילדים רכים, והצאן והבקר עלות עלי, ודפקום יום אחד, ומתו כל הצאן, ויעבור נא, אדוני לפני עבדו, ואני את נהלה לאיתי, לרגל המלאכה אשר לפני, ולרגל הילדים עד אשר אבוא אל אדוני שעירה. ויאמר עשיו, השיגה נא אם כך, מן העם אשר איתי. ויאמר למה זה? הם שרקים בעיני אדוני. וישב ביום ההוא עשיו לדרכו שעירה.
Amen.
Amen. Take, I pray thee, my gift that is brought to thee, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it.
And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee.
And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and that the flocks and herds giving suck are care to me. And if they overdrive them one day, all the flocks will die.
Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will journey on gently, according to the pace of the cattle that are before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come unto my Lord, unto Seir.
And Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, What needeth it? Let me find favor in the sight of my Lord.
So Esau returned that day on his way unto
Seir.
Seir.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. מודים אנחנו לך, שאתה הוא אלוהינו, ואלוהי אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק, ויעקב לעולם ועד. נקרא הבקור, נקרא צעיר, בין סמל זכר בין דם בין ישראל. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra'e HaTorah. Amen. VE, the fourth reader, will be reading from Genesis, the 33rd chapter. He will be reading the 17th verse. Amen.
Amen. And Yaakov journeyed to Sukkot and built him a house and made booths for his cattle. Therefore, the name of the place is called Sukkot.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikra'e ha'elam Nikra'e Hifzidia ben Rosh Mechubadia ben Kohen Levi ben Yisrael. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra'e HaTorah. Amen. Hamishi, the fifth reader, will be reading from Genesis, the 33rd chapter, the 18th verse. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Vayavo Yaakov Shalem Ir Shechem Asher Be'eretz Canaan Bavo Omi Padan Aram Vayikan Et Bnei Ha'ir.
Amen.
And Yaakov came in peace to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Padan Aram and encamped before the city. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikra'e ha'elem Nikra'e Elimelech ben Erania ben Kohen Levi ben Yisrael. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra'e HaTorah. Amen. Amen. She, the sixth reader, will be reading Genesis, the 33rd chapter, the 19th verse. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Vayikrein et Helfat Yasadeh Hasadeh Asher Nata Sham Ahalu Miyad Bnei Kamor Avi Shechem V'Mea Kwasita.
Amen.
And he bought the parcel of the ground where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Kamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikra'e ha'elem Chayil ben Erania ben Kohen Levi ben Yisrael. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra'e HaTorah.
Mode ani lefnekayo natamidu et HaTorah.
Amen. Shvi'i, the seventh reader, will be reading the 33rd chapter and the 20th verse. Hallelujah.
Vayatsev sham mizbeach vayikra lo Elohei.
Amen.
And he erected there an altar and called it El Elohei Yisrael. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Modim anachnu la she'ata hu Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov le'olam va'ed. Nikra'e hamavtil aha Shabbat hazeh. Nikra'e harosh Naphtali ben Dan ben Yisrael. Baruch Yahovah Yom Yom, Baruch Yahovah Tamid, Ubaruch Haba Likra'e HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Special maftir reading for this Shemini Azteret will be found in the book of Shemot, which is Exodus, the 20th chapter. He will be reading the first verse to the end of the 14th verse.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Wa'daber Elohim et kal hadvarim ha'ele lemor. Anoki Yehovah Eloheka asher hotiteka hosetika me'eret mitzrayim mibeit advarim lo yiyeh leka Elohim acharim al pnei lo ta'aseh leka pisel wekal temuna asher Bashemayim, Mima'al, we asher ba'aretz, mitachat, we asher bima'im, mitachat la'aretz, lo tishtakawe lahem v'lo ta'avdem, ki anoki Yehovah Eloheka el kwana, pokwe avon, and avot al banim al sheleshim we al riveim lishon I we osei chesed la'alafim le'ohavai ul shomrei mitzvotai lo Tisa et Shem Yehovah Eloheka La Shal Ki Lo Yenachwe Yehovah et Asher Yisa et Shemo Lashon Lashal Zakor et Yom HaShabbat Lekwa Shehu Sheshet Yaminta Avowa Asita Kamalaktaka Wa Yom Hashvi'i Shabbat la Yehovah Eloheka, lo ta'aseh kamalaka, ata uvinka uviteka ataka wematka, uvhendka wegerka asher bishareka. Ki sheshet yamim asa Yehovah et hashemayim we et haaretz, we et hayam we et kal asher bam, wa yanak va yom hashvi'i, al kem barak Yehovah et yom hashabat we kwa shehu. Kabei et avdika avika we et imeka lema'an Yishakum, Ya'arikum, Yamika al Ha'adama, Asher Yehovah Eloheka. No ten lak, lo tirzak, lo tinaf, lo tignov, lo ta'ane, bere eka, ad, shakwer, lo takmod, beit, re'eka, lo takmod, eshet, re'eka, we abdo, we amato, we shoro, we komodo, we kol, asher, lar eka.
Amen.
And God spoke all these words, saying,
I'm
the Lord thy God, who brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
out of the house of bondage.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make us any graven image, nor any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is under the earth, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down unto them, nor serve them. For I, Jehovah thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me,
Show mercy to the dollars and generations of keep my commandments.
Thou shalt not take the name of Jehovah thy God in vain, for Jehovah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
But the 7th day is Shabbat unto the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any manner of work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is in thy gate.
For in 6 days Jehovah made the heaven and earth, the sea and all that in the midst, and rested on the 7th day. Wherefore Jehovah blessed the Shabbat day and hallowed it.
Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah!
Modi malaknula she'ata Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov leolam va'ed.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah!
Giving all thanks, honor, and glory to the mighty God of our forefathers,
Amen.
the God of Abraham, Yitzchak, where Yisrael, on this 8th day of solemn assembly.
Amen.
Let us say hallelujah.
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah!
You may be seated. Shabbat Shalom Lakem.
Shabbat Shalom Lakem.
How y'all feeling today?
Told.
How y'all feeling today?
Told.
How y'all feeling today?
Told.
I guess some people are feeling better than others, I understand. But the Most High God is good regardless.
Amen.
Thanking the Most High God for strength, for life, for health. Thanking Him for even allowing us to get here in safety. Thanking Him to allow us to see one another and to praise His high and holy name together.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. You got to get things done sometimes. Ain't no problem.
All right, that's it. All right.
Brothers and sisters, at one time, some of you didn't know about this. At one time, some of you didn't know that God is God. At one time, some of you didn't know that this is the 8th day of solemn assembly.
Amen.
And that the Shabbat was the Shabbat. And that swine wasn't any good. At one time, you didn't know that you were Israelite. And that David, Moshe, Shalom was your forefathers.
Amen.
I say that because never take those things for granted.
Amen.
Never take the fact that God has woken you up to an understanding for granted. You know, I'm going to say something, and it may be offensive to some of you, but some of you may clearly get what I'm about to say. You know, when you come out of a situation and you try to open up a place to dedicate to God, there's people that come part of that wave. And the wave dies down. And then you'll wind up with people, or you should wind up people who are dedicated to your cause. I say that to say this. When God comes to serve you, He comes to call you, when God comes to call you to serve Him, He calls you for a purpose. And you have to understand that purpose, and that purpose is outside of people. That purpose is outside of rivalries, competitiveness. That purpose is outside of the desire to you to look good before people. That purpose is to uplift the name of the Most High God. And sometimes that message gets lost. This is not about us. This is not our show. This is God's show. This will continually be God's show. So it don't matter if D.C.B. has 1 million people inside here, because D.C.B. doesn't need 1 million people. We just need a few dedicated people to bring us across. No organization needs 1 million people that ain't doing right. No organization needs 1 million people to fill up their pews, and this is not Greenleaf. You know, it's not Greenleaf. We need everything that every organization needs, but we need it in the right way. And God would not bless us in the right way if we're not doing the right thing. So when you read this portion now that we're about to read, the portion will be found in 2 Chronicles chapter 7, starting at verse 1. We rehearse oftentimes how the good men that we read about, the good kings, or when the kings were good, how they gave to God. And in giving to God, they give to God's people. How they went to show that they appreciate the blessings that the Most High God has given them. And oftentimes, we let a lot of that bypass us. We let a lot of that understanding go the other way, because our blessings, our source of life, everything that we get that's good and everything that we get that's evil, it all comes from Yah. And I understand that some of us are smart, we're intelligent, some of us are strong, we're able to do certain things, we're able to achieve certain goals. I got it. But without God, we're nothing. And what we often don't believe is that, you know, unlike the nations can do what they want to do in this earth without penalty before God, the way Israel gets penalized, because they're not in covenant. And I'm sorry, y'all, but it's an everlasting agreement. There's nothing I can do about that. It's not like we can back out one day and say, well, I can chill and it's okay. This is something that we can never quit. Our generations can never stop revering and praising the Most High God, or else we pay a penalty. The conversation has been lately about integrity. You know, I don't care if the seats are filled up as long as they're filled up with the right people.
Okay.
I don't care about, you know, whether or not people, you know, they come here because they don't want to go to a certain place. But if you come to a place, you should respect the place that you go to. And you should have integrity within that place. Yeah. Let's not lose standards because we're trying to get people inside the door. Right. That's not how you do it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Now all of a sudden, you know, you don't got no rules in it. This is not how you praise the name of the Most High God. This is not how you gather God's people. Integrity is very important. It's important for Israelites to be righteous Israelites. Because the label is one thing. Our forefathers, when they praised Baal, they knew exactly who they were.
Yeah.
When they were letting the Sodomites in the land, they knew exactly who they were. That's not the issue. The issue is not identity. The issue is righteousness. Do you know what to do with the righteousness and the law and the Torah that God gave you? So as we come to these places, don't be worried about who's coming through the door. Please don't be worried about who's coming through the door. You don't need everybody to come to the door. As I said, you need the right people coming to the door. You need people who are wholly dedicated to your cause. For instance, everybody in this room should know what the mission statement for D.C.B. is. I don't even know. But that's a problem, right? Because how do you understand the cause of a place? And how can you fulfill the cause of a place if you don't know the cause? If you don't know what you're here for? Thank you. Right. Let's read the mission statement. Now, mission statements and vision statements are usually, some are big and some are small, right? I don't have a problem with you getting a synopsis of what the mission statement is, because this is a big mission statement. But you should have an understanding of what the mission statement is.
We are congregation D.C.B. BINAH, knowledge. CHOKMAH, wisdom. BINAH, understanding. Which is the house of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It is our primary goal to help resurrect the chosen people of the Most High God who sleep in the dust of the earth, and to teach the word of righteous ways that God intended for mankind to live. We pride ourselves in being Torah-based and guiding the children of Israel who sleep in the dust of the earth to understand our true heritage, return to righteousness, reclaim our identity, and achieve our God-given purpose, which is to be a light unto the nations and teach the world that there is only one God, and Jehovah of hosts is his name. We aim to ensure the communities at large understanding to be holy and how to obtain the blessing of the Most High. Therefore, we invite all, not some, all, to join us either in person or online as we continue our spiritual journey of righteousness and the proclamation of the word of the Most High God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now, you read it, but do you believe it? Do you believe it? Do you believe that when you walk through this door, your job is to be a light to the people outside the world?
Yes.
Do you believe that your job is to turn people who sleep in the dust, not foreigners, your people who sleep in the dust, to the knowledge of God, and to the knowledge of his holy name, and to the knowledge that there is only one in this universe? Do you believe it? I don't want to get Pastor Greenleaf on you, but do you believe it? Do you understand that? Because oftentimes we hear, but we hear for self. But the purpose of why we hear is not for self. The purpose of why we hear is to let people understand that there is only one God and his name should be praised as such. That we are the true house of Israel, and that the Lord is our God, back not just to God, but to one another as well.
Okay.
Do we believe that? So when you bicker, that shows that you don't believe. When you hear one day, go on the next, that shows that you don't believe. When you're tight on your donations, I don't want to give a Greenleaf speech, but when you're tight, because we got work to do, it shows you don't believe. Now, it's a question I'm going to ask you. I don't want you to answer it. I want you to think about it. What can we do to make you believe?
That is the question.
I have another question on top of that that's even harder. Think about this question. What can God do to make you believe?
Oh.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want God to do anything to make me believe.
Anything necessary.
I would rather my faith in him
Okay.
be the engine to make me do the work.
That's it.
Because he's done enough.
He's busy.
And he continues to do his job.
That's it.
But that's oftentimes the case. You know, a lot of people are Black Lives Matter, they pro-black now, stop killing our kids, whatever the case may be. But, you know, it had to be our children dying for us to get on that bandwagon. It had to be you being affected by police violence for you to get up and say something.
Right.
Sometimes our purpose or sometimes our push in the movement only happens when it directly affects us, right? Besides that, what affects my sister or my brother is not a big issue because it didn't directly affect me. So I want you to turn off your narcissism for a second, and I want you to turn on your brotherhood and your sisterhood. And when you turn on your brother and your sisterhood, you understand that that wasn't right. It wasn't right because it happened to me or it happened to somebody that I know. It wasn't right because it wasn't right.
That's right.
And I'm going to stand up for what's right. As a person that reads Torah and believes in God. Because oftentimes, you know, as I say, we on punishment. We're on punishment because we saw things happen, we saw things done to people, and we didn't say nothing because we didn't want to get involved.
Right.
And, you know, we were benign. We was like, oh, it's not my business. It's not my problem. Justice is your problem.
That's right.
Righteousness is your problem. Unrighteousness is your problem. Unfairness is your problem. All of those things are your problem. Because what affects the smallest of us affects us all.
Right.
Okay.
And you think that God looks at us and sees individuals. He does. He counts our individual work. But he also counts by y'all together, but y'all don't cooperate. He also understands why y'all could be in a marriage and y'all just, the fact that y'all just can't get rid of the anger is the reason why y'all breaking up. He counts the fact that even if y'all broken up and y'all have kids, y'all can't get together enough for your children. He counts all of the fact that we call ourselves leaders in places and all of this stuff, and we have greater enemies than we do for each other, but we can't get along together enough to fight against our greater enemies.
All right, G-Stat. That's a fact.
He sees us in our gender war. When we let feminism and all of that stuff come into our nation, that's like, what are we thinking about? You know, I've grown to know that my greatest rival, my greatest opponent, my greatest challenger, the only person that I fight with in life is me. Besides that, I really have no true enemies. There's people that don't like you, they hate your guts, they want to challenge you, they're jealous of you, they're envious of you, but all of that stuff is external. Happiness, joy, love, that comes from within. Nobody can give that to me except God. That's internal. So if my energy's right, I can give you good energy. But if your energy's bad, you can only give me bad energy. So when you come to the door to praise God, what energy are you coming with? Are you coming with the good energy? Or are you coming with that bad energy? Because the energy is infectious regardless. So yeah, I don't care if there's 5 people inside here. Like Samaz Akkad said, when we here, we having a good time because we love one another. This is a place that I can go to, and I've been to many places. But this is one of the few places I can go here and be here, and I don't have to watch my back.
That's right.
I don't have to watch my back. I trust the people that are around me. I know I'm not being manipulated and schemed on every 5 seconds. Even if I ain't do nothing, just in trouble. And you need to have that peace of mind when you come to serve God. Coming to a place and you stressing out like you stressed out at work. It ain't supposed to be that way. You're supposed to come to the house of God and have peace. Everything is not going to go the way we like.
That's right.
But we're supposed to have peace. That even if me and him get into a debate, me and the sister get into a little issue, it would never go that far where the hatred comes into play. It should never go that far. Because it just should be confined to a disagreement.
That's right.
That's it.
Me and my sister, we get into stuff. But at the end of the day, she's still my sister.
Yes.
And I have to see that way. And even if people don't know how to practice that, I got to practice that.
Okay.
Let's get into the chapter 2 to bring some more of this out. Tamshi.
We're in the 2nd book of Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Now when Solomon had made an end of praying, the fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offering and the sacrifices. And the glory of Yahweh filled the house.
This is what you want. This is what you want because God is just not pleased with the sacrifices. He's pleased with the spirit of the people who are doing it. Because remember, in the beginning, which we'll read next week, one brother gave up a sacrifice. Cain gave up his sacrifice. Abel gave up his sacrifice. God wasn't pleased with Abel's sacrifice. Just because you do it, he wasn't pleased with Cain's sacrifice. Just because you do it, don't mean that God is accepting it. Just because you're present doesn't actually mean that you're here.
Amen.
Touch it.
2. And the priest could not enter into the house of Yahweh, because the glory of Yahweh filled like Yahweh's house. And all the children of Yisrael looked on when the fire came down and the glory of Yahweh was upon the house. And they bowed themselves with their faces to the ground upon the pavement, and prostrated themselves and gave thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever.
Amen.
And the king and all the people offered sacrifice unto Yahweh. And King Solomon offered a sacrifice of 22,000 oxen and 120,000 sheep. So the king and all the people dedicated the house of God. And the priests stood according to their offices. The Levites also with the instruments of music of Yahweh, which David the king had made, to give thanks unto Yahweh, for his mercy endureth forever, with the praises of David by their hand, and the priests sounded trumpets over against them, and all Israel stood.
So the people were elated because they were dedicating something that their hands put.
Amen.
Their hands were to that job and dedicated that to God. You know, we're looking for a place. I go around, sometimes I see little places and I look at the place, and you know, you get a place and God will bless you with a place based on the capacity of the work that you're willing to do for him.
Right.
Amen.
If you ain't doing nothing, he can't bless you.
Okay.
Don't need to bless you with nothing.
According to your work.
You know, my mother said, what you want a girlfriend for, you don't got no job. I remember that. I was 15, 16 years old. What you want a girlfriend for if you don't got no job? So you know what Chief Math did. Chief Math when you got him a job. But you have to have a job for the Most High God to bless you in the work that. So you can't ask for that if you're not doing nothing.
Amen.
What's your aim and what's your purpose? And I'm not talking about, because enough times I've talked about the past and what we've been dealing with and what the problems we have. I had to let that know because I found out some things that, you know, when you're listening to what we got to say, then listen to this, right? Listen to everything. But the truth be told is I'm more concerned with our future than anything else, because we determine that.
Amen.
Past is the past, you can't do nothing about that. What's your future look like? What's your aim? What's your goals? What's your aspirations? What are you trying to do for God's people? You gotta have a plan. What kills Israel is Israel just wants control. We don't have an understanding of what vision is. Vision means that you have to have an outlook on what you want for God's people.
Amen.
So you want a place that's bigger than this? That means that you are willing to fill that place up. You're willing to do things. You're willing to have programs and things that are necessary for God's people to make sure that that place is worth having. You have to be willing to pay for it. But the money is a small obstacle if your heart is right towards the cause.
Yes.
Because there's anything that you can do to raise money. People raise money all the time. It's the things that you do with your cash. This has to be worth your dollar. Not the weed, not everything else. This has to be worth your money.
Amen.
But the people, they knew that they did something and they saw that God gave them a sign that God was pleased with the work that they did. So I'm saying, when y'all cooperate, and I'm taking myself out of this for a reason, when y'all cooperate, right? When y'all cooperate and when y'all accomplish something, I want you to feel that euphoria that you're going to feel when you get something accomplished, regardless of what it is. Brothers, if you have a brotherhood or order, build it up.
Okay.
Sisters need an order too.
Exactly.
We need a league or a system of priests, and not priests, but of ministers that are able to not just to talk here, but to talk everywhere. We need to be in the colleges. We need to be on the radio show. We need to be everywhere to talk. Because as you've seen lately, some brothers have stepped up the teaching game in this place a little notch.
Yes.
Intellectually. So therefore, everybody got to start coming with their A game. And your questions or question and answer period got to be stepped up to. Everybody got to start coming with their A game, because we have to appeal to the world.
Okay.
Amen.
Everybody's watching our play. This is not just a 382 Hamilton issue. This is a global issue. We are not free. And we need to be free. And the only thing that's going to free us is the salvation of the Most High God. His law, His statutes, His commandments. His instructions are our guide to make sure that we can be free from our captors. As you notice, our captors are not that strong. They're not that smart. It's us that's the problem. They've never been. That's why they're so afraid. That's why it takes 5 of them to beat up Rodney King. I don't even need 5. What, to beat up that dude? With sticks and bats, and you need to shoot people in the car with their hands up. That's fear. That's not strength, that's fear. You know what strength is? Nah, man, let's shoot the fear one right now.
Exactly.
Let's shoot the fear one right now.
That's right.
Let's shoot it. Because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid at all. Let's go. I don't got nothing to lose. Let's go. But we live in a fear-based society. So we want to change our thinking. We want to change our mentality. We want to have more of a godly mind instead of a Brooklyn mind, or a Queens mind, a New York City mind, or a Panamanian mind, or a Trinidadian mind, or an Alabama mind. I got to throw my sister inside. But we have to change our mind state. Because we have been taught the corruption of this society. And we need to make sure we change it. I'll give that person time to silence the phone.
Sorry. I didn't, it's not mine. So I didn't.
Take the thing.
No, it's not. These things happen. I know some people will go ballistic and curse people out because of cell phones. You know, it happens. Brothers and sisters, it happens. Are we okay? All right, let's move on. This now you know that you have to start checking their phone. Oh, Tommy.
7. Moreover, Solomon hallowed the middle of the court that was before the house of Yahweh, for there he offered the burnt offerings and the fat of the peace offerings, because the brazen altar which Solomon had made was not able to receive the burnt offerings and the meal offerings and the fat.
I don't know if you know how the layout of the temple looked, but you know, you had the temple, you had the holies of holies, and in the court, out of court, all that good stuff. But you know, in the court, you had the brazen altar, and you had the altar, the sacrifice. And obviously, you read the stuff that he brought up. There's no way all of that stuff could have fit on that altar. So he had to hollow the whole court, set it aside to make all of these offerings, because it was way too much for that. And the altar's not a little altar, but there was so much stuff that was being given. He did. As a king, he's given. The people are given. Everybody's being taken care of. Tumshi. 8.
So Solomon held the feast at that time 7 days, and all Israel with him, a very great congregation from the entrance of Hamath unto the brook of Egypt. And on the 8th day, they held a solemn assembly, for they kept the dedication of the altar 7 days, and the feast 7 days. And on the 23rd day of the 7th month, he sent the people away unto their tent, joyful and glad of heart, for the goodness that Yahweh had showed unto David and to Solomon, and to Israel his people. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So, in our future, you know, we were talking one day. You know, these days are grand days. I know sometimes we eat out of styrofoam plates sometimes. Paper cups. I got it, because we're doing what we can do, we make it do for now. But imagine this thing being like the ball of the ball. You coming to praise the Most High God with that best on. China, fine china, fine glassware, white tablecloths. Servants coming to you asking, would you want the white or the red wine? Are you taking the vegetarian meal or the meat meal? But you know, we have to get to that point because our God is working.
Amen.
Our God is working. Like Chief said, he'll give it to us. But you have to have vision. You have to see it, so when your little girls grow up, they look forward to the day. This is the day they get dressed up like princesses. This is the day that your young men get dressed up in the family. You know us, we gonna shout about doing hand hair sometimes, and getting them out the door because we're trying to get here, but this little bit that we can just let it out.
Amen.
And show the Most High God that we appreciate all that He's given us.
Amen.
Everything. Brothers and sisters, I hope you got something out of what was brought forth.
Okay.
Thanking the Most High God for life. Thanking Him for you all. Thanking Him for an attentive ear. And once again, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I forgot I was supposed to sing. So this is your opera. This is our shop. So we go back one. Go back one. Okay, we will conclude Torah service with the singing of HaTorah. Instead of saying Ketach, we will say Sagor HaTorah, because we are now closing the Torah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Excuse me, my voice is a little bit scratchy. Getting over this cold, man. Trying.
God for our lives. Thank the Most High God for this opportunity and this privilege. Thank the Most High God for our brother Chief Nathalie and Don and for his portion. Brothers and sisters, we're not going to keep y'all long, but what we are going to do is, one of the things that he read in the book, in this portion that we just read, it said that in 2 Chronicles, the 7th chapter, in the 2nd verse, it said, and the priest could not enter into the house of Yahweh, because the glory of Yahweh filled Yahweh's house. Amen. We're about to fill this house with glory. Amen. So I want everybody that's in that room, just because you're in that room, I know we got a small place and we got sectioned off. Because you're in that room don't mean you're not a part of the service. Because you're in that other room don't mean you're not a part of the service. So I want everybody to get in here as close as possible. Come in here and we're going to praise this God. Come on, stand up. Y'all part of the service. Just don't think I can't see y'all. We're going to see if we can feel the glory of the Most High's house. See, because God hears you wherever you are. God said he'll hear you wherever you are and wherever you pray to him. But we got to give him a serious effort. We can't be half-stepping with this. We don't half-step with nothing else. So don't half-step with God. Because you don't want a half-step in blessing. You don't want God to give you a half blessing. Let him wake up half your body and see how you feel. You know how it is when your arms fall asleep? Imagine half your body fell asleep. Don't let God give you half a blessing. Let's get all of God's blessing. Let's receive all his mercy. Let's receive all his compassion. Let's receive all his love. Let us praise our God. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sounding along in the holy mountain. Let all the people of the land tremble for the day of Yahweh is coming. Day of Yahweh is at hand. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sounding along in the holy mountain. Let all the people of the land tremble for the day of Yahweh is coming. Tell all the brothers in the back to come in here. Tell them we need them all in here. All the brothers that's in the back. Keep that beat. Keep that beat. Keep that beat. If God woke you up, let me hear you say hallelujah. If God allowed you in safety, let me hear you say hallelujah. If God gave you food and clothes, let me hear you say hallelujah. If you have a place to sleep, hallelujah. If God gave you food to eat, hallelujah. If God keeps you getting in safe, hallelujah. Let's turn it up. Come on now. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sounding along in the holy mountain. Let all the people of the land tremble for the day of Yahweh is coming. Say what? Day of Yahweh is coming. Let's go. Blow tired. I think the drummers are tired. I think y'all was drowning out the drummers. I think the people's voices drowned out the drummers. This is the first time this ever happened. I think y'all actually drowned out the drummers. Either that or they real tired and they don't got no gas. They don't got no strength to praise God. I don't believe it, but I'm just saying, if they can prove me wrong, then let them prove me wrong. But I think they lost it. I think the people's ready. Shema Yisrael. When we start singing that Shema, I want to see everybody's hands up in the air. I want to see everybody's hands in the air. We're going to feel the glory of the Most High God. We're going to do it like this. Let's go. Y'all ready? Shema Yisrael. Know that dance. I know all these children know that dance. That one. I know all y'all know that dance. Let's see if we can turn it up on that dance. We gonna make that dance good. Let's go. Shema Yisrael Hallelujah. That's what I'm talking about. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshe, saying, speak unto Aaron and to his son, saying, on this rise you shall bless the children of Yisrael, you shall say unto them, may Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. May Yahweh make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee, may he grant thee peace. By Yahweh Yahweh El Moshe Lamor. Yahweh El Aharon El Benah Lamor. Kol Tavaku El Bnei Yisrael Amor Lahem. Yevareka Yahweh Yishmareka. Yahweh Yahweh Panah Leka Wikuneka. Yisa Yahweh Panah Leka Weyasen Leka Shalom. Hine. That's all the time. We're going to resume at approximately 5:30. We're going to eat, refresh ourselves. We're going to come back for afternoon service because we have a song to do, and we're going to praise this mighty God. Enjoy yourselves. Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy. Enjoy yourselves, brothers and sisters. It's a holy day. It's a festive time. It's the end of our holy season, but the Most High God is great to us. Torah YAH for all things and everything. Hallelujah. 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 Amen.